話です。
Zolf's messenger was one of his people. Wondered just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zolf told him. It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place.
さあ、どこをパワーアップさせますかね。火事場にしよっか。
Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city.
ああ、カービン用だったんだ。あ、下に増えてる。なるほど。金が足りない。悲しい。
The shards are getting harder to find.
カービンのミッションが出ましたね。次のメインシナリオへ。
Not everything blew up in the calamity. Why, Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt. So in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors too.
あのタンポをなんか投げ込んで、タンポじゃねえ、球根が投げ込んできて。死ぬな。なんか、この遠距離に投げる銃。あ、でもこれがあるからなんとかないか。
It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. That learning led to some interesting.
お、すげえ火炎放射だ。おお、面白い。鉱物消毒。鉱物は消毒ね。
Playing with the cauldron's fires became an addiction.
まさにその通り。くらい。
Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here.
消毒。
But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. The unforgiving scent of sulfurous dirt. The taste of air so hot it sticks to your lungs.
Wow. どっちいいなこれ。消毒。
All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot.
消毒。やべえ、植物に対して圧倒的な火力を誇る。これすごい。
You can cook those things, but you can't eat them.
なんか出た。
Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash.
おい。
We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway.
あ、これでいいや。ちょっと早い方じゃ楽しい。
The more ash we swept aside, the more life we found. Place as inhospitable as they come. But still we pressed on. After all, when we look down inside Culford Cauldron, look down through all the smoke and flames,
Yeah.
we saw in there the heart of the world, the heart now laid bare by the calamity.
はい。シャード。
We had to have it.
で
As
すよ
for the
ね。
kid, he just has to get that
と思
shard
っ
out
た
of there.
わ。
Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from
こ
here
のゲー
to
ムね、オー
Charleston
トターゲッ
Mall.
トが働くせいで結構逆にそれが
Luckily, the cauldron cooked
危
up
な
a
い
little
と。ああ、こ
shortcut
っちじゃ
for me.
なかった。騙されたいで。止めちゃう
Sure, it ain't the most convenient path.
好物消毒。スカイブリッジ。
Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. Pops open on him like a pimple on a school day.
絶妙なところに回復アイテムが出てくるよね。
Where there's one stink eye,
親
there's
切なレベ
always
ルデザイン
more.
になってるよ。いくつか取り除いたら結構やりごたえがあるゲームになるんだ。
The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell.
お別れを言いに来なくていいですよ、皆さん。あ、落ちた。落下ダメージで今取り
Kid
引き死ん
don't
だ。い
shed any tears for him though.
や泣きそうだわ、俺。あ、なんで落ちんのあれあ、なんか操作がおかしくされる。違うわ。これを構えてるときなんか体の動きに少し変化がつく。
With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city.
大変だった。帰る。
But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it. It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney.
大変だったわ。ペッカーの巣。
We're all a little short on friends these days.
Oh,
So
big
that's
one.
a welcome sight.
誰とでも友達になれるね。
They said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now.
こんなに懐いていますよ。動物王国みたいになってた。
The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again.
じゃあこれパークしよ
The arsenal's complete in case we need protection.
う。何が変わんのあんまり何が変わってるかわかんないね。
we spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zan.
マウントザンド。
Can't rightly call Mount Zan the mountain
綺麗だな。
anymore.
手書きがいいです
There's
ね。
no more mountains now. There's no place
日本だ
left
と
for the beasts of the wild to go.
マジか。バニラウェアがね、こういうゲームを作ります。大幌村正。
Those beasts been hoarding all the valuables they could find.
もうふざけんな。
We only found their little lair because they found themselves a little shard.
面白いステージ考える。
It's a delicate
落ちた。
situation.
待て。
The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own.
これ。なんか当たってない？これない。あ。
Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean.
お、なんかただこれギャレオンモルタル。
There's only one kind of mercy left
Well, none.
these days.
あ、迫撃砲か。あ、これ使いにくいな。わ、早いこれチョコ瞬間早くてめっちゃ使いにくい。これ使いにくいよ。これはちょっとね。
Look at it this way. It's either them or us.
こういう動かない時には最高だね。めちゃくちゃ威力高いし。
Our bastion is everybody's gain, not just ours.
照準が早すぎて。ああ。これちょっとさ、一回ちょっと上をしたけどこんな動いちゃうんだよ。てか斜めっていう選択ができないのかこれ。ほらもうこれ一回右押しだけでもここまで行っちゃうと。一周しちゃう。なるほどね。オートターゲットで狙ったとこで当てるしかないねこれ。ドーン。
Unfortunately, there's no explaining that to a simple beast. Takes a lot of convincing, and our mortars have to do the talking. Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place.
ほら。でもこれめっちゃ時間かかるわ。この
They've rounded up their survivors, just like we have.
あ、落ちた。ちょっと待って。こう狙いたいんですよ。ああ、でもあれアイテムとかじゃないの。誰こいつ何もしてこない。
They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have. Maybe they've thought about turning back,
ちょっと
just
痛
like
い
we
痛い
have.
痛い。あ、シャードあった。
We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square.
2匹出てきたよ。仲間呼んでやるいっぱい。 よし。この野郎、何が起こってんのかよくわかんねえわ。強え。近距離で浴びせるのすげえ有効。危ねえ。皆さんお仕事してください。はい、ナイス。
That's the way.
それがやり方だ。おや。
He's done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry.
気にしてないから大丈夫。
We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete.
あと一
The
つ。
monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
じゃあこれ。
The culture. A still life of old unwanted keepsakes.
めっちゃ金もらった。これは改造ができる。ね、あれを改造したいんだけど。スケットを改造したい。遠距離時のダメージ減少量、そっち。どっちがいいかな。これね、下を見せてほしいよね。見ればなんかその全体的にこういう風な傾向で育てようって決めれるんだけどね。ダメージを。
To master the musket, you gotta get rid of the
なんとかしよう
recoil.
か。低燃費。火炎放射面白かったね。
At least it won't get cold around here with that thing around. On the inside, a fire bellows ain't nothing like its more popular air-spitting cousin.
これもまあ悪くはないね。火炎放射持ってこうかな。
We could have a fine old cookout with that stuff. Too bad that's not the plan. Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends.
よし、行こうか。
Just a couple shards left. The quarry's gotta have one,
シャー
right?
トは2つ。
Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Zealandia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes Burstone Quarry. The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the calamity. We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap. Same goes for its
こいつ、
natives,
なんだこいつ。
Rattletails.
なんだこいつ、何してんの。
The
Oh, what's
quarry
that?
ain't exactly up to
I'm not gonna
safety
see him up.
standards no more.
この鳥は一体何だね。
Rattletails ain't the worst of it either, but more about that in a little bit. The quarry came with a lifetime supply of windbags. Windbags smaller than the naked eye can see are nesting in those rocks.
あい
But
つ
there was
味
even
方にな
more
ってる
to
ね、
it
最
than
初。
that.
こういうわけ。よし、いでし。
The quarry's secrets ain't exactly obvious. Not only are these rocks a source of life, we found that the oldest ones remember things.
火炎放射を撃ってるときはちょっとなんか体の軸がおかしなことになるから気をつけない。いてて。あ、やっぱなんかやばいなこれ。ちょっとね独特のなんだろう、広いとこで実験したいんだけど、やってる時にねなんかすっご、あ、やっぱりそうだ。要は 後ろを向けないんだね。もうこう方向が固定されちゃって、その時に回避を押すといつものようにこう縦横無尽な移動がしづらいみたいな。頑張れ頑張れ。
No wonder all those beasts were drawn to the quarry. The rocks were calling them. Keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. Rattletails kept tunneling in to snack on windbags.
こいつか。
Without those windbags, the quarry might not have its special qualities. Even stink eyes started taking root in here. Windbags tended to the rocks, so we had to keep the rattletails at bay.
はい。ギターサウンドだ。
Now, why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? The Ura always were a superstitious lot. Might be the gods told him the quarry's bad news.
うわマジかこれ。何これやばい。
In any case, it's fair to say the
い
quarry
て
is
あ
the
またやっ
gods.
た。やばいやばいやばい。追い出しる。あぶね。やばいな。火炎放射これがネガティブだ。これ以外は好きなんだけ
Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen.
火炎放射使い出したからボトボト落ちる。
The largest ones, you know as cores.
ううう
Single core could keep the lights on in an entire city district.
次はこっちかな。あれあ、通れない。あれ
The smaller ones,
もう通
we
れた。
call them shards. The shards got a fraction of core's power, enough to fuel a voyage to the motherland.
Nice.
Well, now the quarry's all dried up. These rocks are much too young to be of use. Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry? That honor goes to a beast we took to calling.
やばい、でっかいイノシシだ。
Monkey. Massive things stomp many of our boys.
かかって
We just
バカにし
couldn't
ようと
get
思っ
rid
た
of
ら。
him.
そんなこ
The
とあり
only
ません。
thing harder than the rocks burst a
い
core.
て、ああ、落ちたし、だからこれ。
His head.
アップで。変な鳥が出てきた。みんなで頑張ろう。
We never could get stubborn old monkey to leave the quarry alone.
あれもう死んだ。やべえ、みんな強いな。なんかすごい
Then the
働
kid
いてない
hears a
気分。
voice calling from down the hall. Are you all right?
大
It
丈夫か
says.
い。 やーみんな強いなあ。あ、い
It's
た。
him. I've come to warn you,
君
he
を
says.
君に警告しに来た。なんすか。なぜバスティオンを去ったのか。君とラックスの間で何が
The
あった
Bastion is
Bastion
under
包囲されて
siege. Let it fall.
浮上する
You should not go
戻りてきて
back.
はない。
Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you.
君を止めない。
Because my countrymen will.
なるほど。裏の一族がなんか戦争に負けた恨みでこのカラミティを起こして
Say
る
what you will about Zolf, but he's a man of his word. His countrymen don't much care for pleasantries, though. Too bad for that. Zolf showed him the way here, and here they came to take revenge.
なるほどね。
They got inside the Bastion and shut the door. Kid's gotta go in through the back. I should have told him sooner about all this. Unfortunately, they broke in and they started digging their hole. Something
おお
wrong sprung
め
out
ちゃくちゃされてんな。
and it's eating away this
あ
place. We tried to stop it, but we needed help.
あ、頑張ってくれてたのか。
Our baby pecker, he don't
マ
make
ジ
it.
か。そうが。
Somehow, some way, he sends those Ura packing. Problem is, it didn't matter. Zolf's plan worked.
気象。
We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the calamity.
カラミティの仕返しによって。
It was Ceylandia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it? If only Zolf knew the whole story. Sometimes a single look says it all.
あの女の子もいないね。もうめっちゃね。
The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started.
それなりの形になんか治っ
The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over. The sanctuary. If we can build, we can rebuild. The conscience. We haven't lost everything, long as we have that.
ああ、そうそうそう、シールドで体力回復するってあったね。
Folks say Mender mead's good for you. It's like an herb garden in full bloom.
あの女の子いないじゃん。連れてかれたか帰っちゃう。ダメージかな。
Now we're looking at some serious firepower.
マスケットにしましょう。ねえ。 使いにくいわ。
The Ura swooped down from the east. At least now we know the way.
これか。うん。ちょっとここで動画を区切りたいと思います。ここまで見てくださってありがとうございます。多分裏の戦っていくんでしょうね。これ東の方に向かってるんで。ちょっといろいろ謎が明らかになりそうなとこです。次結構終盤になるのかな。はい。では、ありがとうございました。